Hello, this is Matt Loaded back for another Batman reading comic. Mostly because one of my videos has become the highest, well, second highest in my channel, and the other one has been requested informally by meteosurreal and a person named John Wilson 4678 or something like that. This time it's a Detective Comics number 364, which only stars Batman and has a story from Elongated Man. If you want me to read it, you have to comment it fully. This is the match with the dynamic duo as they solve the curious case of the crimeless clues. Footprints leading up the wall or ending in the middle of the ceiling. The Getaway genius gave us the slip, but how? Spoilers, the Getaway genius isn't even in this comic. It's an outsider story that starts as a Riddler story, which you wouldn't really get that from reading it. Anyway, this is the official page for it. In the headlights of the Batmobile on the floor of the warehouse, along the walls of the ceiling of a mansion, were clues for Batman and Robin that seemingly added up to nothing, matched with the dynamic duo as they make something out of the nothing in the curious case of the crimeless clues. Here's mud in your eye. Oof. Zwack. Don't Batman and Robin ever rest? Yeah, you think they'd take it easy on a miserable night like this. Soft laughter accompanies every click of the turning safe dial in Gotham City's city business establishment. Haha, there is the last tumbler falling. Now open the safe and help myself to the Fluffy Towel Company payroll. Wow, early Riddler was really bad at his job, except for the riddles and the clues, but he really didn't tag that many good businesses. But as the safe swing door swings outward, surprise, you solved your riddle, Riddler. We solved your riddle, Riddler. What gets wetter the more it dries was a tricky one, but we answered had to be a towel. A very old riddle that don't entirely make sense. So he waited for you in the biggest towel company in Gotham City. And hey, what's you doing? Riddle me this. When is a face not a face? When it's a false face. Like this foam rubber mask I wore again, just such a sneaky attack as you made to me, Batman. It absorbed your punch very nicely. Now for another of my little games and puzzlers. What can run but can't walk, you dratted do-gooders? That's easy, Riddler. Water. You done it again, Robin. So here's that water in the shape of soap bubbles. Watch it, Robin. If we slip on those soap bubbles, breaking on the floor, the Riddler will give us the slip. They slip anywhere. Oh, wait, no. Upwards to solve the dynamic duo, hand gripping, overhanging decorative towels. Hey Riddler, you ready to throw in the towel yet? Ha ha. Like in funny. That makes no sense. Robin, you don't amuse me one bit, but you will. Here's something a little more lethal than soap bubbles. It's a set of Chinese boxes one inside the other, and each of them is a bomb. I've got a teaser for you, Riddler. When is it a towel partly American? When you give it a yank. Ah! Caught the box. There's no bomb exploding tonight, except for this first bomb on the Riddler's jaw. Outside police headquarters, after her cell door was closed tight on the Prince of Puzzlers. Did you see anything wrong with the headlight, Robin? They look dim. There's something screwed on them. In black, Batman. Turn the car around and shine the headlights on the building. It'll magnify the scroll. It's one of the Riddler's puzzlers arranged in advance. Well, we don't have to solve it now. He's safely behind bars. I'm sure lucky he has a compulsion to clue us in riddles where he is going to rob, or we might never catch him. What day of the year is a command to go forward? I have no idea. Following morning, millionaire Bruce Batman Wayne, and his young ward Dick Robin Grayson smile at Alfred, their devoted butler. Big night last night, Alfred. You look exhausted. Excuse me, sir. And you too, Master Dick. I slept 12 hours last night, but I must have never been very restless slumber. I'm more tired now than I had went to bed. I can't understand it. Maybe you dreamed you were pitching pennies, Alfred, which is why you tossed all night. That evening at dinner, the loyal and true servant can barely drag himself around. Ugh. It was funny this morning, Alfred, but it's no longer so. Get to bed at once. I'll take care of the dishes, Alfred. We must make sure you stay well, you know. Looks like he's got the sleeping sickness. You want me to help with the dishes, Aunt Harriet? No, goodness. It will give me something to do now. You two just run along. Soon afterwards, motor humming with the throbbing powers of Batmobile roars for the night until Batman, the Bat Detective's acting up. Check it for directions and the type of sound. We may have latched onto something. Continue on the second page. So there's a giant G.I. Joe toy of Frogman and Slee said, whatever that is. There is somebody inside this warehouse, according to the Gully de Gore. Metal is clicking in there. Seems I've read something about the Marine warehouse lately, Rob. The Historical Museum is storing a treasure chest of Spanish doubloons and plates. Its marine explorers found it wreckage of a sunken pirate ship. Inside the warehouse, what a hole. After this, we can all retire. Absolutely right. You can all retire to a cozy cell in the state penitentiary. It's them two troublemakers. Grab your guns, boys. You fire a broadside at them. 4 bad men on a pirate chest, yo ho ho, and a bottle of coke. Nice word switch, Robin. Four guns left, and now Robin, or even sooner. Made of speech bubbles in yellow. As they spring from safety, Batman steals legs kick the chest from the other side under the gunman. Wow, those skulls are going to have some crossbones in the morning. Thwack. The masked manhunter swirls like an Indian dervish, and if I were as glib of speech as Robin, I'd say I'm using this fog's head to give me a head start, haha, at the other gunman. Swoop. Thwomp. Meanwhile, Robin is pulling some feats of his own. Thwop. As the teenage thunderbolt rises to his feet. That takes care of Somebody's arranged the Spanish doubloons form a word. Did you hear the joke about the skeleton that went into an ice cream parlor and ordered his favorite drink? I don't know that one. Sounds like one of the Joker's wild jokes. What sort of drink did the skeleton ask, I wonder? Suddenly, the coward crime fighter swirls and, okay, talk. Who paid you to arrange those doubloons like that? Osborne, we don't know nothing. We were too busy getting socked to write any message. When they are once more alone, the dynamic duo puzzles over the latest happenings. Just as the Riddler was behind bars last night, Robin, I have a feeling of something very important. Joker's in prison. He couldn't possibly have arranged those doubloons. If the Riddler and the Joker didn't leave the cryptic message, who did and why? Are they so important we ought to drop everything else and try and solve it? Maybe they point to a crime that's yet to be committed. Later, in the Batcave, no crime following the riddle last night, and according to our worldwide radio report, there's no Joker-style crime tonight. I don't get it. Why give us these crimes less clues? Who's taunting us in the combined style of our most famous foes? Following night, as the rain pours down, the lightning crackles sky. You better hit up the sack, Alfred. Despite the incredible weather, Dick and I are going out on patrol. Right. Right you are, Bruce. Our kind of game isn't called on account of rain. Through driving sheets of water, the Batmobile cruises along a millionaire's row. Ooh, you look at those crooks running out the mansion as bold as brass with their arms full of loot. That's the Kevin Jackson house, and the Jacksons are away on vacation. Through the wet grass and deep puddles splashes 2 human thunderbolts. Don't those guys ever rest? You think they'd take it easy on a night like this? There's no rest against the forces of evil. Sponk. Clunk. That takes care of the gushy crock. Splat. Here's mud in your eyes. The boy wonder is also having his handful right about now. I'll spar you a pun, but not a punch. An alert Batman shouts suddenly, Robin! And there goes another of them into the house, ducking for the corner cover after him. Along the downstairs hallway, the tracks of the muddy footprints sprint the dynamic duo. Our Croy doesn't realize he's leaving a clear trail for us to follow. It leads into the closed room up ahead. But when the door is slammed open, Batman, the footprints lead up the wall and end in the middle of the ceiling. We must have disappeared through a trap door in the ceiling. Climb onto my back, shoulders, and check in, Robin. I'll bet we're tangling with our old foe, the Getaway genius. Only he could pull a sensational escape like this. The plaster is solid. There's no trapdoor up here. We've been hoodwinked. Then how? Of course, he took off his muddy shoes, made those misleading prints, and ran out of the other door, and while he discovered us, he made his getaway. Outside the house? What do you mean, the Getaway genius? There's only 3 of us. If he's telling the truth, then there's another of those crimeless clues. They'll all add up to something, but what? Continue on the second page. So past this giant annual Superman annual where Clark Kent becomes a caveman, a fireman, dead, shot by Al Capone, and a robot. There are probably other stories as well in its 80 pages. Still puzzling over the apparently meaningless clues, Batman and Robin continue hoot patrol before the dawn. Stop off at the big shed. Float, we're going to ride Founders Day parade later today. Oh, March 4th, I get it now. Today looks in good shape. Robin, that's it. Founders Day, March 4th. This is supposed to be all of Batman's greatest villains. Spellbinders managed to beat the Riddler on the float. So you got Penguin, Joker, Catwoman, Scarecrow, and Spellbinder. This could be the greatest insult to the Riddler. Spellbinder is actually not really that important unless you're a Batman Beyond fan. Then he is quite important to you. The last of those crimeless clues makes sense. Remember the first one? What day of the year is to command to go forward? The answer is March 4th. What did the skeleton order in the ice cream parlor? A dead man's float. Phew, are we suggesting that this float is going to be standing on in this parade is a death trap? Right, the one who has been giving us these clues must be revealing to us the manner of our demise. like the footprints were going to rise up and disappear, were set to die without leaving a trace. But now, thanks to those crimeless clues, we can take measures to safeguard ourselves. But who arranged for those clues? Who arranged the death trap? Later that day, as Founders Day parade passes the reviewing stand, hooray for Batman and Robin! The fireworks should be erupting any moment now. Next instant, figure of Penguin and Robin float raises the umbrella and look, the wax figure of Penguin is gassing Batman and Robin. As the gas swirls and the masked manhunters has lifted them into the air, Robin and I were in disguise to look over the crowd along the alerted police to see if our killer gives himself away by the way he reacts to supposed destruction of Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin blew up, everyone without exception reacting with horror. Blam! As they scan the crowd in their disguise, Batman and Robin go by the bitter bite of failure. Can I have been mistaken? Did whoever set this trap stay away? Not a smirk in the crowd. We've blown it. Suddenly, disguised Batman leaps forward. Poor Alfred. He thinks the real Batman and Robin were killed and passed away. He doesn't realize the auto-animation figures. Science of auto-animatronics. Their duplicate a human being perfectly in appearance and action, but may use remote control electronic stimuli. But Batman freezes and utters shock when the malevolent grin stretches over Alfred's face. I did it. I destroyed Batman and Robin. Destroyed my mortal foes, Batman and Robin. His smile is the sinister smile of the outsider. Detective Comics 356. I actually have that issue, so probably going to do that next time. Inside story of the outsider. Later, after they have taken the unconscious Alfred home and put him in bed, I can understand how Alfred, when he was unknowingly masquerading as the outsider, could have prepared that death trap take effect on March 4th. I can grasp how his subconscious mind, which remembers he was the outsider, took over command of his body when he was asleep. But how could Alfred have tipped us off about what the outsider is preparing without having any recollection of it? He obviously followed us on our nightly patrols whilst in the sleepwalking condition, and when the opportunity came to plant one of his clues. His stealthy smeared our Batmobile headlight with a chemical to spell out the riddle as he placed the coin on the floor of the marine warehouse and the disappearing footprints in the room of Jackson's house. This explains why he was so tired and he was going day and night. The loyal, faithful Alfred, we know, was subconsciously rejecting everything he had done as the outsider and sought to make amends by giving us the warning while he remembered in the same subconscious mind the doom he had prepared for us as the outsider. Next morning, in the Wayne mansion, morning Alfred comes to a shock stop as, oh, to think that Mr. Wayne, in Master Dick, you're alive. Well, I thought you had been killed yesterday, and all of the nights when I should have had a good sleep. Naturally, Alfred believing Batman and Robin dead, the part of him which was outsider relaxed its grip on him. His subconscious mind will never trouble him again. And did you apparent the culprit responsible for killing the dummy lookalikes? Knowing how intrigued we are by mysterious, Alfred did his best to warn us of our doom by cluing in with the unique method of the Riddler, Joker, and Getaway genius. Since we know they were in jail, we try all the harder to understand the crimeless clue. Yes, Alfred. We caught up to him. He'd never menace us again. I'm glad, sir. Alfred will never know that he was both the villain and the hero of this case, and he is set to trap as the outsider, but saved us as our faithful butler. That's the story about the Aqua Beast. There's also a hotline thing, and if you want me to, I'll do the elongated man story, the ship that sank twice. But if that's not so, that was Batman Detective Comics number 364, The Curious Crime of the Clue, Crimeless Clue. Curious Case of the Crimeless Clue. Hard name to say. Well, that's me signing off. Hope you have a good one. Hope to see you again. Good day, goodbye. Matter Limited signing off.